All right, giving God all the honor, all the glory, and definitely all the praise. For this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be so glad in it. Giving a great shout out to the YouTube family. Hope everybody's doing well. I want to talk to the minister of music in this video, and I want to talk about attitude and keeping yourself in check. And I know a lot of times it becomes very hard as a minister of music, especially when everybody is up against you. And it seems like everything that go wrong, they're gonna blame it on the minister of music, and you find yourself getting very, very frustrated, especially when you know you are doing things right. But when you are doing things right, you got more people that's doing wrong that's gonna be up against you. And I want to talk about attitude because a good minister of music, a great minister of music, keeps himself or herself in check at all times. Not saying that you're gonna, you know, not gonna have times where you don't go off on folks because you have to, when you are the MD, when you are the music director, when you're the minister of music, you have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't be able you can't be able to let folks run over you. Let me say it like that. You don't want nobody to run over you. You can't let them run over you because as soon as you start letting folks run over you, you are losing it, and you're not gonna have no order. Period. And some of these folks in these choir stands, they are out of their mind. They think they know it all, And I'm giving a great shout out to my boy Dread here in this video too, because I was looking at your comment you sent on my video about guns in the church. And people, there's a lot of bad things going on in the church. It is, but there's also a lot of good things going on in the church. But it seems like it's more bad than good going on because you got so many messed up churches. And y'all always oftentimes hear me talk about the church in Revelation, those seven churches in Revelation, and how the Lord had a problem. It was only two of them, pretty much for Smyrna and Philadelphia, that he didn't have too much of a problem with it. But when we look at nowadays, we got a billion churches up. Now I look at just that seven in Revelation. If he can only find not too much fault in two of them out of seven, that's pretty bad to me. You would think the house of God, it will be all seven that will be great because we know that seven is the number of completion. We know that when you do things according to God's will, it's going to be okay. Not saying that you ain't going to have problems because you are, but let's get back to what I'm talking about here on all this stuff going on in the church. And when I was looking at Dreadhead comment, Dreadhead said it was a church about an hour from him. The pastor fired the minister of music. And the minister of music started getting into it with the pastor. They started fighting. So then the whole church started fighting. It got way out of hand. And he said one of the deacons stabbed the minister of music mama. And he said, I wish I was lying to you, but I'm straight telling the truth. And I told him in the comment, I know you're not lying because these things happen, man. It seems like now some of these churches ain't no house of God. They turn into gangsters. And as a minister of music, you got to know how to keep your composure at all times. And I remember when I started out, man, it was very hard, and it's still very hard. But I have a smooth way of doing things now because I prayed to God to show me the way. Because my attitude wasn't all that at first. People, trust me, I'll cuss you out under the table quick. And that's how I used to deal with stuff in life. 'Cause I used to go off bad on people. I'm not gonna sit there and act like I'm no saint. And that's why I told God before I got into this, you sure you want me? I was like Moses. You sure you want me to be the minister of music? My mouth show ain't right, even though Moses had a problem. He said I can't speak right. But mine wasn't the fact of speaking right. My problem was I was ready to cuss folks out. But God changed all of that inside of me, man. And when you let God work on you, you will become a better man, a better minister of music, a better husband, whatever it is. You can be better at what you do, but only through God. Because if we put self in there, people, I wouldn't even be no minister of music. And that's why I talk about attitude, because attitude reflects leadership. And if you're going to be a great leader, you have to know how to keep things in order. So I always tell a minister of music, don't get caught off guard. Know what you're doing when you go to rehearsal. You always stay on top of yours, whether people doing right or wrong. You know what I learned in this life? You can only do your part. You can't make grown folks do nothing. Period. You got these folks get in the choir, they don't know why. Half of them know they can't sing, but they want to get up there and cause all the hell. And then the ones that can sing, some of them are big headed and they want to show out. And then the ones that's humble are being rolled out of the way. stabbed the minister of music's mother. I just talked about guns in the church. And I done seen some fighting in some churches, people. With these own eyes, my own eyes, I have seen some fighting. I have seen the guns being brought. I mean, I hate to talk about that like that, but that's true. And we're talking about supposed to be the house of God. But see, this is why I say every church is not ran by God. The devil got his churches set up also. It's more violence going on in some of these churches than praising the Lord. This is why some people they be saying, I might well stay in the world. Well, why did you say that? Well, because when I went to this church, well, the musician was fighting the pastor. Somebody got stabbed. Somebody got shot at, in the church. Yeah. Y'all just excuse me a little bit. I'm coming over some deep sickness, boy. Something got a hold of me these last couple of days, and boy, oh man, I've been laying down, but I feel a whole lot better. That's why I got back on here. But not to get off and all that. Minister of Music, if you're looking at this video, man, try your best to stay calm at all times. And when these people coming up to you, you got to learn how to just do it the right way. Sometimes right don't seem right, do it. But we still got to do it the right way. Seems like you just want to beat some of these folks up. You want to cuss them out. But that's what a lot of people are doing. But we can't stoop that low, Minister of Music. Pastors, if you're looking at this video too, it should never get to this part at church where you have an altercation. I mean, physically fighting and cussing folks out and shooting and stabbing folks. That is not no act of God, people. Now, we know the Bible teaches us in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, there's a time and a season for everything. But come on, all this fighting and shooting in the house of God, stabbing folks, that ain't no act of God. See, when you look at the two greatest commandments, which Brother Miniman just spoke about in his other video, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, and your soul. And he said the second one is just like it. Love thy who? Neighbor. Not fight your neighbor, but love thy neighbor as thyself. But the problem is most folks don't love themselves. So how they going to love their neighbor? They sure don't love God. They'll be lying on God. Because God say, how can you say you love me and you don't even love your own brother? But you got people walking around and talking about they love God and can't stand their own brother. They can't stand their pastor. They can't stand their sister. I mean, it's on and on and on. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to just be real with this, man. I always tell people, I don't try to tell people what to do, but if you hanging around these churches that you know ain't an act of God, you best to get out of there. See, somebody ain't going to keep getting whooped. Somebody ain't going to keep getting stabbed. Somebody going to start shooting. Somebody going to start killing. And one thing about a bullet, it don't have no name on it. When bullets get to flying, they hit all kind of innocent people. It's done been too many innocent people killed behind foolishness. And something that's so stupid. People don't believe that minister of music get fired. People don't believe that pastors get fired. Oh, yes. The house of God done turned into a wreck now, man. I don't know what's going on. But you know what? The Lord told us these days was coming. Men gonna get more and more wicked. Let me say mankind. You're gonna have more and more churches keep falling. You're gonna have a whole lot of more things that's gonna happen. Remember Revelation talking about past, present, and future. And I'm gonna say this in this video. In this future, while we are still living, the Lord say the same. In His will, it's gonna be a whole lot of more falling away, people. See, we ain't had that great falling away yet. Like Paul was talking about in 2 Thessalonians. See, that's gonna be a time that you don't want to see. Some people say, do I even want to be around when those days are coming? I'm going to say this right now. We are here right now, and we are seeing some things that's, I mean, crazy. So as a minister of music, you got to try to hold yourself together. People that cuss the minister of music out very quick, people. I done been there. Especially when you are MD, like I was saying in the other video, when you are a music director, when you got to make all the decisions, when it comes time to you letting folks go and keeping them, man, I'm going to say this, you don't know what folks want to do to you. And nowadays, when somebody make a threat to you, you better take it heed on that, because what folks do now, when they say it, they pretty much do it. And it's sad. That's why I'm very cautious with what I do as a minister of music and an MD. Because especially in these bands, you got a whole lot of jacked up musicians with terrible attitudes. Half of them going to church high nowadays. So you can expect anything. I always tell people, how did you go to the house of God high, man? Going to church smelling like weed. I know I just made about 100 million of y'all mad with that because y'all do it. But not everybody's like that. Going to the church house smelling like weed, no respect. High as hell, then trying to remember the song. I mean, there ain't no respect in the house of God no more. It ain't. I remember when the Lord told Moses, take off your shoes, your sandals, you on holy ground. The ground ain't too much holy nowadays, man. Now you got any and everything going on in the house of God. Guns, knives, people smoking on the church ground. They don't care. And it seems like nobody want to stand on the truth because they want to fit in. See, it's too many fitting in churches right now. It's too many fitting in pastors. It's too many fitting in people, period. I wish I had all answers, people, like my boy Minnie Man would say, but I don't. What I can tell you as a minister of music, you gotta be very careful. Oh yeah, folks gonna push you to that limit. I don't know about you, Minnie. Well, I know you have dealt with it probably a whole lot of times, Minnie Man, but I know for myself, I deal with it look like every other week, if it ain't every week, man. And something always trigger me in my mind, the Lord will hit me. And I think before I do something. Sometimes it's best to just leave a situation. There have been times, brother, when I have just closed the organ and left to keep from saying something that I know would have came from me and not God. It wouldn't have been a God if I would have said it out of my frustration. So I have learned. It took me a while to get there too, brother. And like I always tell people, don't push me like that because I ain't forgot how to cuss. Oh yeah. I ain't forgot how to cuss, and I sure ain't forgot how to fight. That's what I tell people. And they be trying to push you, but you gotta, and I mean it out of love, man, because people think a Christian is weak. I don't know where they get that from, that a Christian is very weak, and you supposed to punch them all upside the head and all that stuff. Well, that don't apply to me. I told people they better learn what Jesus really meant when he was talking about turning that other cheek. Jesus was meek, not weak. And us as Christians, we can't be weak Christians. We have to stand boldly and be on this word of God and living it at all times, no matter who like it or who not. We have to do this. It ain't about us. So learn how to stay in control, minister of music and musicians. If things ain't going right like you want them to be, you got to learn how to deal with that. It ain't about what we want, people. If we could ever get to the point where we learn that, people don't understand. There's shooting going on in the house of God. Stabbing. Look what they did. They stabbed the deacon. Let me say this one more time. The deacon stabbed the minister of music, mother. Stabbed the mother. The deacon now. Oh, I tell you, people, we living in some evil times. It's gonna get worse before it get better. Love everybody. Hope nobody take this video the wrong way, but I tell the truth. May God bless you and may God keep you. I pray we all be ready for his return. But I know all ain't gonna be ready. Some gonna be ready. Some just don't care. And some just living their life to their own. They don't care nothing about God. Be blessed.